and welcome to Zambia 2026 General Elections Program. My name is Victor Mwila. Imagine an election day where polling stations are fully prepared, ballot papers are available, and election officials are ready, but citizens choose to stay away. The result would be an election decided by only a fraction of the people. So today, we are examining the voter apathy that we usually experience in election periods. In our previous programs, we featured various stakeholders on preparations towards the 13th of August 2026 general elections. We were discussing electoral reforms, voter education, and the role political parties play in strengthening democracy. But while institutions may be ready for the elections, an equally important question remains: are citizens prepared to participate? Voter apathy continues to be a major concern in Zambia, often resulting in low voter turnout. So today, as we reflect on citizen participation in the electoral process, we are joined by the Anti Voter Apathy Project, AVAP, Executive Director, Richwell Mulwani. Mr. Mulwani, I would like to take this opportunity to just say thank you so much for honoring the invitation to come and be a part of this program today.
Thank you very much, and we are really honored. Thank you, ZANIS, and our viewers out there.
Like I mentioned, we have featured several stakeholders. We've talked to the Electoral Commission of Zambia. We've talked to the Zambia Center for Inter-Party Dialogue, ZCID, on various topics regarding the electoral process. And so, of course, institutions are important, and institutions usually prepare for elections. So now, let's flip the coin and look at citizen participation. But before we do that, for people that are hearing about AVAP, I know AVAP has been in existence for quite a while. I would like you to just tell us, what is AVAP? What are you doing? Where are you?
Yes, thank you very much. And really, the Anti Voter Apathy Project is quite an old organization in Zambia, and it was formed in 1995. And the core business of AVAP is to ensure that we mobilize people on governance issues, particularly to do with elections. Yeah, we ensure that we maximize countrywide campaign against voter apathy. That is our core business, because what we want to see is that people should participate in the governance of the country. We're talking about constitutional reforms, we're going to electoral reforms, we're going to human rights, and organizing people at every level of governance, at the community level, ward level, district level, even at national level. So our main issue is that we want to encourage everyone to take part in the governance of the country, because citizens are very important in any undertaking in the country, so that they own the process. And so doing, we are strengthening our democracy. And we know that democracy is what we believe in as a country. So therefore, citizens must really participate. They must know what is going on in their country. They must participate what is going on in their community. They should not be left out. And this is why, as a country, in the 8th National Development Plan, it's saying that no one should be left behind. So everyone must join hands to own a process, to own our country, so that we are able to be proud, because we are Zambians. And this is why this organization was formed, to ensure that everyone understands what is going on in the country, so that they are part and parcel of development that they can see in the country.
We are already in campaigns. Of course, the Electoral Commission of Zambia has been implementing the electoral roadmap. And so far, where we are right now, campaigns are on, and we understand from the Electoral Commission of Zambia's point of view that voter education activities are also taking place countrywide. How do you assess the level of voter interest and participation among citizens so far, because you are present?
Yes, indeed. To be very honest with you, Mr. Mwila, the people of Zambia actually knows that this year there's an election. They know that on 13th of August, people are going to vote. We are going to vote. But from our own analysis, when we are engaging the communities, we can see that people are not really all that willing. They are not all that willing, and you know, it has been a worry actually to us as AVAP, because I've met several people. So ask them, please, we are voting. Voting. Anyway, okay, we'll see. We are likely to go we'll vote, but others, they even tell that no, I'm not going to vote. So and that's the word actually. That's the word that we have as an organization. Yeah.
What really contributes to voter apathy here in Zambia? You've been present, and you've seen elections come and elections have gone.
Yeah.
From your experience, what really contributes to voter apathy? People just choosing to stay away?
Yeah, indeed. To us, I think as an organization, we feel that we need to really work on attitude change. Attitude change is very, very important, and that comes as a result of where people, in terms of civic knowledge, they lack civic knowledge, they lack that understanding that really in a country like Zambia, where we have elections, people need to participate, people need to know, people need to vote for their leaders. But so, there are so many aspects that we can talk about here. One of the things that actually people complain about is that you know, sometimes they don't see these leaders that are elected to go to their communities, to engage them, to dialogue, to talk about development in their communities. They don't see them. And to us, it's a worry. Because democracy is about accountability. Democracy is about citizen participation. Democracy is about dialogue. Democracy is about engaging each other and explaining things that need to be done. So when people are actually left out in any process, just that people will start now doubting about what is going on. So it has been an issue that people have been talking about. Public accountability has been one of the issues that has caused voter apathy. Because where people don't really know what is going on, for example, if they are not consulted on an issue, actually they now start, because it's like they are left out. So we need to ensure that that cohesion is there at a community level, at a ward level, at a community constituency level, even at a district level. There should be that cohesion, that interaction, that engagement, so that people can dialogue. Because democracy is a dialogue process. It's about engaging each other. It's about discussing. It's about also agreeing on issues that the community need to see happen in their communities. For example, if there's need to come up with a school, actually people must participate. So there are so many aspects. Other issues that cause voter apathy is impose the candidates. For example, during the adoption process, you impose the candidate on the people at a particular ward or at a constituency. That brings apathy. Where there's division, there are conflicts, there's violence, all that culminates into voter apathy. Sometimes it's just a matter of religious beliefs. There are certain people that believe religiously, don't believe that they can go and vote. But we respect them. What do? We always try to see how we can engage them so that they can understand that, actually voting is very, very important, because even in the Bible it's written that voting is required. So we need to understand these things. There are so many aspects that I can talk about in terms of voter apathy. Sometimes it's just a lack of information that people must gain in a community. If people don't lack information in terms of what they should do, actually that becomes a problem, because the people will not see the value to go and vote. But if we explain what democracy is all about, what elections is all about, and they have that information in their own language, we are able to explain in their own language, you see, then people appreciate that information, and they will really take keen interest to go and vote on that day. So there are so many things that I can talk about here in terms of voter apathy. There are so many things, but what we are saying is that sometimes it's just lack of development. All these things, they really create problems. But that's why, in democracy and elections, we need to be sensitive. Everyone must be sensitive. Political parties must be sensitive. Civil society must be sensitive. The churches must be sensitive. The media must be sensitive. Everyone needs to be sensitive to the kind of information that want to impart on the people. Because the people themselves, the receivers of that information, must also accept that kind of information. This is why when we are designing information, we must look at different categories of people that are going to participate. The young people. What kind of a message are we framing for the young people to do with elections? What about the older members of society? What kind of information are we framing for that? What about persons with disability? What kind of information are we coming up with? What about the old women, the mothers? What kind of information are we coming up with? So that kind of information is very, very important so that we harmonize the information that needs to be imparted on the people. So really, to us as AVAP, we feel that there are so many aspects that we need to look at. Sometimes it's about to do with the law. How is the law applying in terms of the gathering? I talk about now the Public Gathering Act, which is there. How friendly is it? Is it user-friendly? Can it be used?
The president has actually sent it back to Parliament.
Yes.
I'm sure you are aware of that information.
I'm aware, yeah.
And,
so all those, we need to look at them. Are they user-friendly? Can they be easily applied? So this is what is important. Even sometimes in terms of, do people know how to mark the ballot paper correct? All those are aspects, because sometimes someone will go in a booth and then doesn't know how to mark the ballot paper correctly. So that becomes an impediment for someone to go and cast a vote. So information must really trickle down to the people, and people must understand the information, and the information must be factual and user-friendly.
Well, if you're just joining us, this is Zambia 2026 elections program, and we are featuring the Anti Voter Apathy Project, AVAP Executive Director, Richwell Mulwani. Mr. Mulwani, you've just talked about itemized a number of issues that actually, in your view, contribute to voter apathy. And I have heard people say, even if I go to vote, my vote will not count for anything. There are people that say that. What would be your message to such sentiments, where someone just feels, well, I can go and vote, but I don't think that my vote will count for anything?
Yeah, so you can see that already, if you meet such kind of a person, that person needs civic education, serious civic education. And to us as AVAP, when we meet such a person, that becomes our friend, actually. We want to engage that person at another level, so that we can actually explain in detail the importance of that particular person or that particular individual to participate in the elections. Yeah, so we must understand that democracy is the rule of the people, by the people, and for the people. So the people themselves must govern themselves. The people themselves must rule themselves. The people themselves must make decisions to elect leaders of their own choice. The people themselves must appreciate their participation in a democracy. So their vote counts. Their vote counts. By virtue of them participating in elections, it means we are strengthening democracy. Because democracy is about the people deciding on whose candidate they want to vote for. So therefore, whoever casts a vote, as long as it is a valid vote, then that vote counts. Because at the end of the day, different candidates are going to contest an election. And therefore, people must decide who should be their candidate. People must decide who should be their president. People must decide who should be their member of parliament. People must decide who should be their councillor. People should decide who should be their mayor or the council chairperson. So it is through the vote that those seats will be allocated. Those votes will be allocated to a candidate. So it's very, very important that it's a competition. It's a competition of votes. So we compete using votes. We vote. This vote for this one, this vote for this one. And at the end of the day, we're going to count those votes. This candidate A has gotten so many votes, candidate B, candidate C, candidate D. And then for using the first part of the post, we are able now to come up with a member of parliament or a councillor at a ward or constituency-based seat. So it is these votes, one by one votes, that counts. And so therefore, any vote that is valid actually counts. So people should understand that, and it is through their participation that we are able to identify the person who has been elected under the majority rule. We are talking about the one that has gotten the highest number of votes at a parliamentary level or at the council level is the one that takes the day. But let's not forget also that at the presidential level, it's majoritarian again. Again, it's about the votes. The votes that should really count. So every voter every citizen that is a registered voter, it's very, very important that this person takes steps to go and cast a vote, so that that vote can count. You know, so we are counting 1, 2, 3, just like that, until we are able to know that, you know, these are the number of people that have voted. And we're talking about 8 million plus registered voters in this country. So with that number, really everyone must take keen interest to go and vote on the 13th of August. Why? Because that's the number that we expect to go and cast a vote.
Okay, so AVAP, in the civil society space, you are an important stakeholder participating in the electoral system. Let's zero in on AVAP. And you've talked about a number of issues that are an impediment which also contribute to voter apathy. What specific initiatives have you put in place as a stakeholder to help reach out to voters with such messages as you are sharing here on this platform?
Yes, Mr. Mwira, to be very honest, our people out there, we have got a very good reservoir of our members, AVAP members. They are dotted countrywide. They are there. And, you know, the message that we have is that we need to maximize this countrywide campaign against voter apathy. So every AVAP member has keen interest to ensure that this message goes to each and every person. So when we meet a person at a market, actually, we'll talk about it. We meet people in a church, we'll talk about it. We meet people at a bus station, we'll talk about it. We meet people at a football match, we'll talk about it. We meet people in a church gathering, in a choir, we need to preach this message. So our people out there, they are carrying this message. We are also using social media platforms that we have as an organization to ensure that we spread this message. WhatsApp groups, all those. We are trying to maximize information so that, you know, everyone can get it. But also, we are also using a radio and the radio programs where we can easily go and feature on a program, and we know that when we use a radio, actually, information will go a long way, and it will spread, and the catchment area becomes very wide. So we'll take advantage of that. Where we are invited as an organization, we'll ensure that we go there, and then we are able to talk to, encourage everyone, but also to explain the importance of them participating in the electoral process. It's very, very important. But also, we have got certain platform that we are given as an organization to ensure that, you know, we do door-to-door voter education. In our centers, where we have a center, like, for example, in Chipata, we have a center in Chipata. We have a center in Mongo. We have a center in Mansa. So those, we take advantage of using those centers so that people can actually get to know what we are doing. But I think as an organization, we want to enhance this voter sensitization. Just some few weeks from now, we'll do that and ensure that, you know, where we are able to deploy voter educators, if God allows, if we get the funding that we are fighting for, definitely we should be able to reach out, just the way we did in 2021, where we are also using, we have got megaphones, we have got bicycles. These bicycles are still in the field. They are there in wherever we did voter education under UNDP project. Bicycles in Kasama, they are there. So we are going to use our people to ride those bicycles, using the megaphones to go and make announcements so that everyone can get this message. We are very much prepared. We are very much ready, because this is about our mother Zambia. In Kitwe, in Kitwe, Copper Belt, Mr. Jumbe and his team, they are very much geared right now. He is ever on radio. Radio Chengero, is the ZNBC is called there. So we are very much prepared, and we shall continue to preach this message, with the funding or no funding. Why? Because it is our core business as an organization. We are doing it for the mother Zambia, and it's everyone that we want to encourage, because this is our country. This is our vote. This is our election. This is our time. So no one should be left behind. Everyone must join hands to lift our mother Zambia to a level where we want it to be, because democracy, elections, is about citizen participation.
This is Zambia 2026 elections program, and we are featuring the Anti Voter Apathy Project, AVAP, Executive Director Richwell Mulwani. And Mr. Mulwani, I would like to find out from you. Usually in an election, we encounter misinformation that has potential to erode confidence in the electoral process. What would be your appeal to stakeholders as well as the citizens across the country in as far as combating misinformation?
Yes, we know that, yes, because of these social media platforms that we have now, and people feel that they can just spread any kind of information. It's very, very important that people are able to analyze the kind of information and also to identify the source of this information. You remember that in the previous, I think there was that misinformation that people got. Was it in 2021 or 2011? 2011 general election. I think I remember very, very well where there was this misinformation that don't go and use a pen that you are going to find in the polling station or in a stream. Go with your pens, because those pens in the polling station, when you mark, they will not you are like marking for the party that is in power. That is the misinformation. And the people now got that information, they are carrying their pens, when you use the pens, so that is misinformation. And what we are saying is that, information must be factual, and this time around you should know that there is also a law, that when you mislead the public on the kind of information that you are spreading, actually, it's wrong, you can be arrested, and you will be taken to court. So misinformation, we know that sometimes it comes as a result of maybe an individual who wants to sabotage the whole process, to misguide people, to give the wrong information altogether. So information must have a reliable source. We're talking about get information from the Electoral Commission of Zambia, get information from these well-established institutions, so that the information is factual and actually is reliable. So when we encounter such as an organization, we will always demystify it. We want to give the correct position so that everyone must get it. For example, now we are talking about the mixed member proportional representation electoral system that we are now experiencing in this country for the first time in our country. We are going to have seats, reserved seats for women, 20 for women, 15 for the young people, the youth, and 5 for persons with disability, at the parliamentary level. That information must be well packaged, must be well communicated, so that it does not mislead the public. Because, when you do not package the information properly, people will end up now speculating. And speculations, they can easily spread wrong information. So as an organization, working with ECZ also, having part of the development of the materials, we are going to use those materials to communicate to the voters out there. Factual information that can be verified so that no one is misled. So that when people go to vote, they know that indeed they are using the correct information that is going to add credibility to our country.
That is very important. So as we are closing, in your final remarks, I would like you to address eligible voters who are still undecided about whether they should participate in this year's elections or not. They are there, they are eligible, they have all the documents. In your closing remarks, I would like you to address that.
Yes, so what we want to say is, as AVAP, is that everyone must participate, and those people that are undecided, they must make a decision now. And this is why we are encouraging political parties to go around in the country, to go and sell their manifestos, and also to talk about issue-based campaigns so that the people can get the message. We want also to hear their promises. So it's through those promises, it's through their campaigns that people can get inspired to participate in the group. So they have a role to play, also political parties. So what we are saying is that from among the political parties that are participating in this country, they must be able to identify one political party or one candidate that they are going to vote for. And they must do that because that is their right, their democracy, it's their country, it's their election, it's their duty and responsibility. We have a responsibility as citizens of this country. So therefore, in an election, that's the highest point of democracy. Election is the highest point of democracy, and therefore, it is about choosing leaders of our own choice that are going to govern the country. So we must do that. We must be responsible, actually, to elect leaders of our own choice.
Mr. Mulwane, I would like to say thank you so much for coming to this discussion today and appearing on Zambia 2026 elections program.
Thank you, Mr. Mwira. Pleasure is mine.
We look forward to hosting you once more when you are available.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, viewers, that's it for today. As we get closer to the 13th of August 2026 general elections, stakeholders continue to emphasize that democracy is strongest when citizens actively take part in choosing their leaders. Thank you for watching Zambia 2026 general elections program. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Victor Mwila. Until next time, it's bye for now.